Benjamin Lincoln is Hingham's own Revolutionary War hero. He was one of the several major generals under George Washington in the Continental Army, and was in fact the only one of them to be present at all three major campaigns of the Revolutionary War: Saratoga, Charleston, and Yorktown. He is nationally known as the general who accepted Lord Cornwallis's surrender at Yorktown. It's been delightful to watch Hingham residents learn that the man on the white horse in the iconic painting in the Capitol Rotunda of the surrender at Yorktown isn't George Washington, but is our own General Benjamin Lincoln.
What makes this place so special is it's the American history story, and it's right here in our downtown. 4 generations, including Benjamin Lincoln, lived here at the time of our nation's fighting for independence and the early days of forming our country. 7 generations of Lincolns lived in this home and stewarded this home after the Major General Benjamin Lincoln.
Well, I think from the beginning, we had a strong sense of being stewards to try and preserve it.
It's very near and dear to my heart to keep those stories and a sense of the importance of history.
That this renovation actually predates the Revolutionary War.
There are a lot of things that I find interesting about the Benjamin Lincoln House. For me, it's really the story that the house tells, the layers of generations who've lived there, and all the artifacts that they've left behind, and the preservation that they all fought so hard to maintain for everybody else. And I just love being in the house.
Which is wider at the bottom for workspace, and it's narrow on top.
On the tours that we give, we try to impart our love of this physical space and talk about the treasure that having a house preserved for 11 generations is able to give to the community. Some spaces have stayed entirely intact, which is phenomenal and very rare today.
From the second you walk in the gorgeous 2-story foyer and you see the portrait of the Major General, and next to him is an incredible Simon Willard case clock. And then you move into the parlor where you see where the Major General would have sat and written to virtually the majority of our nation's founding fathers. You move into the old kitchen where you can envision daily life taking place. And then you go and see their sleeping chambers and the furniture that they've slept in and the trunks in which they carried their belongings when they left home. And then you go to the attic and you see the harsh, cold dwellings of those who were enslaved and lived in this house. And the juxtaposition of all of those pieces is a uniquely New England and American story.
To me, historically, it needs to be preserved because just like all of the Lincoln District, these are historic homes that sort of define our history, and we should be honoring those people for what they have done.
We also want to keep it open for scholars and researchers, given what we've learned about the national importance of the house.
I think it's important because it's part of our community, it's part of our story, it's part of who we are.
It's the only house among the 5 very important historic buildings: Old Ship Church, New North Church, Old Derbia School, the Old Ordinarian Inn, but it's the only building amongst those that has always been a residence. And we want to keep the felt life of that residence.
The community of Hingham and beyond should support the acquisition and endowment of the Benjamin Lincoln House because it is a national historic landmark and it tells the story of our nation and one family that can inform us all.